All right, guys, question 10 or 104, whichever you want to call it. A cab service charges $4 plus $1.50 per mile. Kate wants to spend no more than $28 on cab fare. Using the inequality below, determine the greatest number of miles Kate can travel in the cab. So they actually wrote the inequality for you, so you just have to solve it. The inequality says 28 is greater than or equal to 4 plus 1.5 m. Okay, step 1 says we're going to draw our line and we're going to circle our variable term. Our variable term here is 1.5 m. Then step 2, I'm going to isolate using addition or subtraction. Right now that is a positive 4, so I need to subtract 4 on both sides. 4 minus 4 zeroes out, and I'm going to bring down what's left, 1.5 m. And then 28 minus 4 is 24. And then step 3 says to isolate our variable using multiplication or division. So I'm going to divide by the number that's in front of it, the 1.5. I've got to divide by that whole thing. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. So I'm also going to divide by 1.5 over here. 1.5 divided by 1.5 is 1. So I'm just left with an m on the right side. I did not divide by a negative. I divided by a positive number, so nothing has to change about my inequality sign. And then to answer this, I just need to divide 1.5 into 24. I cannot divide with a decimal on the outside, so I'm going to have to move that, which means I'm going to have to move the 1 inside here. 15 goes into 24 one time. 15 times 1 is 15, and I will subtract. I'm going to have to borrow there and regroup those numbers. So the 2 becomes a 1, and the 4 becomes 14, because I'm giving 10 over that 4, so now it's 14. 14 minus 5 is 9, and 1 minus 1 is just 0, so I'm not going to write anything there. And then I bring down the 0. 15 goes into 90. Guys, I like to think about 15s as a matter of time. So like if I had 15 minutes plus 15 minutes, that would be 30 minutes. Plus another 15 would be 45. Plus another 15 would be 60. Plus another 15 would be 75. Plus another 15 would be 90. If you were keeping track there, that was 6 times. 15 goes into 96 times. I have to subtract that 90 away, finish it out. I moved my decimal over, which means this 16 is a whole number. So my answer would be 16 is greater than or equal to m. And so they're wanting to determine the greatest number of miles. So the greatest number of miles would be 16. So right here you should have a 1 and a 6. And that should go in front of that decimal. And then you should have bubbled it. 1, 6. And that's a positive. Awesome.